So when you think of Monster Hunter, what do you think of? Do you think of all the cool weapons they used to fight them with? Or maybe the monsters? I mean, it's right in the name. It's what most people here to see anyway, right? Yo, but what about the locations? The places you get to go to, you know what I mean? It's one of my favorite things about the series. You know, all the beautiful places you get to go and explore. Well, here's my top 5 list. The best locations to fight and just to look at in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. Starting the list off at number 5, we have Ancestral Steppe. Now, being the first area you actually set foot on, the Ancestral Steppe is a great place to get used to all the things that make Monster Hunter just a favorite franchise. Here it has all the basic gathering spots and small monsters to hunt for raw meat and other materials. Items like honey, which used to make potions, are also abundant here, as well as the small monsters that inhabit the area like the Jaggy, which are more of a nuisance than anything else, you know? This location also allows many different types of verticality, which is the number one main mechanic in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, next to mounting, of course. You'll be able to fight across the canopy of vines, across small hills, cliff faces, and even rock pillars. A host of monsters are available here to fight as well, range from beginner monsters like the Celtus Mel, to the monkey-like Quetzalcoatl, and the notorious Great Jaggy, all the way to the bane of all hunters, the Rajang. Being a location with all the amenities, the Ancestral Steppe is a great launching point for hunters and a fun location for veterans, you know, and newcomers alike to fight in. I hope you packed your hot drink, because for the number 4 spot, we head out to the icy wasteland of the frozen Seaway. Now, the frozen Seaway is a savage place where not much greenery seems to live, but that really hasn't stopped many of the ferocious monsters that call this place home. In this location, there are cave-like areas and high cliff walls, with one having an abandoned nest that makes you wonder who once took refuge in that place. Other than that, the best thing about this location is how they seem to throw in so many different ways to fight. You have snowy slopes, a frozen lake, caves, mountains raved by blizzards, etc. The dynamic and epic landscape makes this place one of the best places to fight and look cool doing so. Monsters that call this place home range from the rabbit-like Nagambi to the Elder Dragon Kushlodora to new guys like the Zamtrios, and for those who've been around for a minute, the veteran creepy crawly Kezu. All of these monsters are as cold as this place, an unforgiving location fitting for the monsters that live there. Moving over to a location that has fewer options in the case of fair terrain, we have Tower Summit. This place is raw and uncut, alright? It's just you and the monster with nowhere to hide. You have few options to get airborne, that is, if that's your thing. But the real draw for this location is relatively bare bones, and that the monsters you fight here are of a higher caliber. Many epic battles have been fought here, as well as in every iteration of the tower, which has also appeared in every Monster Hunter game to date. Normally, only the most savage of beasts are found here, from elder dragons to mythical monsters like the Kirin, which is technically an elder dragon or something like that. I don't know, it's one of those weird things. Anyway, this location is a fan favorite to the series, and honestly, it's pretty easy to see why. It's just a fun place to fight, with tough monsters to fight with. Alright, we're halfway through the list, folks. Hang tight. Coming in at the number 2 spot, we have Ingle Isle. I think that's how you pronounce it. Many people can get this place mixed up with being the volcano due to it looking as if it's in the heart of a raging volcano. Seeing as how it's just a chunk of molten rock in a lake of magma, it's easy to see why. This is another 1v1 type of a location where there isn't any place to run and it's just you and the monster. But after you spawn into this location, you are normally met with one of the hardest, most punishing monsters in all of MH4U, being the Raging Brachytos, the Acnator, Massive Wyvern, and even the Crimson Fatalis, the most vicious of all the Elder Dragons. The terrain is a bit different than that of other locations, in which it changes based on the attacks of the monster. If the monster does a really devastating attack, a chunk of the land may sink a bit, allowing for air-based attacks. Be careful though, the monster may do that attack again and magically make the terrain go back to normal. Since it is surrounded by lava, you can expect the place to have many of those lava spots where if you walk on, your health will drain, as well as those hot steam geysers that randomly go off and almost always when you're working on that level 3 Grace Sword charge. And making its way over to the number 1 spot, we have my top location to fight in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, the Everwood. Now before you rage, break your keyboard slamming me with insults, please hear me out. The Everwood is a great place because it doesn't have a defined map, meaning almost every time you go into the Everwood Forest, it's a different place to fight. The area is also home to a few hard to find monsters that don't usually find themselves on normal quest lists. I'm looking directly at Kieran and Bazrios. On top of that, it's also the only place to find relic weapons and pieces of armor. These items, if you don't know, can potentially be some of the best gear in the game, with weapon stats that dwarf many in its own class. And for the armor, it has very, very rare skills you see nowhere else. I love the Everwood because it's home to so many good materials and rare monsters that the more you fight, the stronger they get. So if you really want to test your mettle, there's no other place. Well everyone, that's the list. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and if you agree or disagree with anything that's on the list, please, by all means, do not be afraid to voice your opinion. I would like to know. Regardless though, it's been your boy Dak908, aka the Dig Dug himself. You all, Monster Hunters and Monster Hunties, you guys have a great day. Enjoy the rest of it. It's been Playboy. I'm gonna see you guys later. Holla at your boy. Take care.